Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
Lakers news. LeBron James downplays visit to Cavaliers facility, but what does it really mean? Even after opting into his $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 season, LeBron James' future with the Los Angeles Lakers is far from certain. That decision came hand in hand with a statement from his agent, Rich Paul of Clutch Sports, making it clear, LeBron still wants to compete for championships, and he expects the Lakers to put a true contender around him. The underlying message was simple: build a team capable of winning now, or he might take his final NBA chapter elsewhere. Paul later clarified that no trade talks had taken place between LeBron and the Lakers, but that hasn't stopped other teams from checking in. And just like he's done throughout his career, LeBron knows how to keep people guessing. On the morning of July 4th, he was spotted working out at the Cleveland Cavaliers training facility, back in the city where his basketball journey began. Naturally, the NBA world lit up with speculation. But a few hours later, James took to social media to downplay the moment, brushing it off as nothing more than off-season routine. Still, the timing and location weren't lost on anyone. If LeBron were to request a trade, Cleveland feels like the most natural destination. A final run with his hometown team, in a weaker Eastern Conference, could give him a real shot at ending his career on a championship high. The emotional pull is obvious. But practically? It's complicated. The Cavaliers would face major hurdles in making a trade work. With their current payroll pushing the league's second tax apron, acquiring LeBron would require them to offload significant salary, likely including key players like Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, or DeAndre Hunter. For a team trying to stay competitive, gutting the roster to land a 40-year-old, no matter how legendary, may not be the move they're willing to make. There is, of course, one possible workaround: if LeBron were to negotiate a contract buyout with the Lakers. That would allow him to sign with Cleveland or another team outright, without forcing them to dismantle their core. But that scenario is tricky, because it leaves the Lakers empty-handed, and it's hard to imagine them agreeing to lose such a valuable asset for nothing. More likely, LeBron's recent activity is part of a familiar strategy: applying pressure. The Lakers have yet to make major improvements this offseason. Their biggest move so far? Bringing in DeAndre Ayton to shore up the center position. While it's a solid addition, it doesn't exactly scream title contender. For now, LeBron continues to spend time in Cleveland, something he's always done during the summer, and while the visit to the Cavaliers facility may not signal an imminent homecoming, it does remind everyone that his next move isn't guaranteed. And here's the kicker: according to recent reports, the Lakers haven't offered LeBron a contract extension. They currently view him as an expiring contract heading into the 2025-26 season. A stark contrast to how teams have typically handled a player of his stature. So where does that leave us? LeBron still has the power, the leverage, the platform, and he's using all of it. Whether to force the Lakers into action, explore one last return to Cleveland, or even lay the groundwork for a new ending to his iconic career, LeBron is keeping all options on the table. And like always, the rest of the league is watching closely. The situation intensifies. New developments raise the stakes. LeBron James' off-season narrative has entered a more complex and consequential phase. While his decision to exercise his $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 season may have seemed like a commitment to the Lakers, his future with the franchise remains highly uncertain. Recent reports have confirmed that the Lakers have not offered LeBron a contract extension and currently view him as an expiring deal. For a player of his stature, this signals a dramatic shift in how the organization is approaching its future. Adding to the intrigue, LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, revealed that several teams have inquired about James' availability. While Paul emphasized that no formal trade talks have occurred, the interest is real and growing. It's becoming increasingly clear that multiple franchises are keeping a close eye on how the situation unfolds in Los Angeles. LeBron's recent visit to the Cleveland Cavaliers training facility only fueled speculation. Although he downplayed the visit on social media, many around the league viewed it as more than just a casual workout in his hometown. Given Cleveland's position in the Eastern Conference and LeBron's deep personal ties to the city, the idea of one final run with the Cavaliers is not far-fetched. However, it would require significant roster maneuvering, as the Cavaliers would need to shed considerable salary to make room for James, likely at the cost of key players. One potential scenario being floated involves a buyout or a mutual agreement to part ways between LeBron and the Lakers, which would allow him to sign freely with another team. This approach, however, is highly unlikely, as it would provide no return for the Lakers, a team already under pressure to compete in the final years of LeBron's career. It's also worth noting that the Lakers' off-season moves have, so far, failed to meet the expectations of their veteran star. Aside from the acquisition of DeAndre Ayton, no major reinforcements have been added to a roster that finished well short of championship contention last season. LeBron's situation isn't just a Lakers problem, it has implications across the league. The Knicks have emerged as a potential suitor, offering cap flexibility and a roster built to win now. Other contending teams are evaluating whether they can absorb the financial and strategic commitment it would take to bring him in. Meanwhile, the Lakers' long-term planning may now be shifting toward younger stars and future flexibility. There's increasing speculation that they may be preparing to reshape the roster around a new cornerstone, possibly someone like Luka Doncic, depending on how the next few months unfold. What's next? As it stands, LeBron holds significant leverage. His no-trade clause gives him control over where, and if, he goes anywhere. His status as both a global icon and a still productive all-star makes him an incredibly valuable asset, but also a complicated one. The Lakers are walking a fine line. If they fail to build a contending team around LeBron, they risk not only losing him but also sending a message to the league's top players about how they handle their stars. If they act too late, it may be out of their hands entirely. For now, LeBron continues to train, assess, and perhaps most importantly, keep all his options open. And while he may be saying very little publicly, everything about this offseason suggests that the decisions being made behind the scenes could reshape not only his final chapter, but the entire league's balance of power. Teams are quietly asking about LeBron James, even if a trade seems unlikely. One of the biggest storylines surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers this offseason is the uncertainty around LeBron James' future. While he did opt into the final year of his contract, that decision came with a pointed message from his agent, Rich Paul. If the Lakers aren't truly committed to contending for a championship, LeBron could explore other options. Paul later clarified that no trade discussions had taken place with the Lakers and that both the team and LeBron himself, along with fellow superstar Luka Doncic, were aware of the statement before it went public. Still, the tone was clear. James wants to win now. And if the Lakers can't offer that, the door to a potential change of scenery is cracked open. Now, according to ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst, the door has caught the attention of other teams. While a LeBron trade remains highly improbable, mainly due to his massive salary and his no-trade clause, sources say a handful of teams have reached out to the Lakers to feel out the situation. Nothing concrete has materialized, but league insiders confirm that the topic is being quietly monitored. As one source put it, there have been a few exploratory calls. No real traction, but people are paying attention. To be clear, a trade involving LeBron James would be incredibly complicated. He holds one of the few no-trade clauses in the NBA, which means he has full control over where, or if he goes. And yet, in a league where even Luka Doncic was moved in a shocking deal, nothing is truly off the table. For now, the most likely scenario remains that LeBron returns to the Lakers for his 8th season in purple and gold. Despite the swirling speculation, both sides have enjoyed a largely successful partnership, one that brought a championship back to Los Angeles in 2020 and elevated the franchise back into consistent playoff contention. But the NBA doesn't stand still. Teams across the league are watching closely, waiting to see if any cracks form in the foundation. If LeBron were to become truly available, there's no doubt teams would line up to try and make something happen. Bronny stays focused amid the noise. Of course, one major factor in all of this is LeBron's desire to play alongside his son, Bronny James. That dream became reality when the Lakers selected Bronny in the NBA draft, giving LeBron a chance to share the court with his son, something no father-son duo has ever done in NBA history. While the media and fans have been consumed by the speculation, Bronny himself is keeping his focus elsewhere. According to those close to the team, he's not letting the noise surrounding his father distract him from preparing for his own rookie season. The spotlight on this Lakers team is only going to intensify. Between LeBron's uncertain future, Bronny's debut, and the pressure on the front office to deliver a contending roster, the stakes are higher than ever. For now, All eyes remain on Los Angeles, and no one, not even LeBron, knows exactly how this chapter will end. But one thing is certain, the league is watching, and the next move could change everything. As the off-season progresses, the uncertainty surrounding LeBron James only seems to deepen. The Lakers find themselves in a precarious position, caught between honoring a superstar's legacy and navigating the realities of a rebuilding roster. This delicate balance has sparked intense debate both inside and outside the organization. The lack of a contract extension offer to LeBron sends a clear message: the Lakers are hedging their bets. They appear reluctant to commit long-term to a player who will be entering his 23rd NBA season at nearly 41 years old. At the same time, they recognize his value, not just on the court but as the franchise's face and a global icon. From a strategic standpoint, the Lakers are facing pressure from multiple angles. Fans demand immediate success, fueled by LeBron's past championship pedigree, yet the team's current core lacks the depth and star power necessary to contend with the likes of the Nuggets, Bucks, and Warriors. The window for championship contention is narrow, and time is running out. This tension spills over into the league's front offices. Teams are watching closely, evaluating whether the Lakers situation could open a rare opportunity to acquire one of the greatest players of all time. Even if a trade seems unlikely, the mere possibility sends ripples throughout the NBA. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers and Knicks have emerged as potential landing spots if LeBron were to explore a new chapter. Cleveland, his hometown, offers a sentimental storyline, an opportunity for a final homecoming. However, their roster and salary cap situation make a trade challenging, requiring them to move key players to clear space. The Knicks, with cap flexibility and a growing core, present another viable destination, though questions remain about their readiness to support a veteran star's title aspirations. For LeBron, the stakes are deeply personal. Beyond legacy and championships, there's the unprecedented chance to play alongside his son Bronny, an experience that transcends basketball and speaks to family and history. This unique dynamic complicates any potential decision to leave Los Angeles. Within the Lakers organization, conversations continue behind closed doors. The front office is reportedly exploring ways to bolster the roster, balancing immediate needs with long-term sustainability. Yet, without significant moves, the risk of LeBron becoming disillusioned grows. Ultimately, the Lakers' handling of this situation will shape their future for years to come. If they fail to build a contender around LeBron, they risk losing him altogether and potentially entering a prolonged rebuilding phase. Conversely, a bold move could reignite the franchise's championship hopes but requires careful navigation of salary cap constraints and team chemistry. As the league watches, one thing is clear: LeBron James' off-season saga is far from over. Every decision, every rumor, every whisper carries weight. For a player of his magnitude, the next chapter could redefine not only his career but also the balance of power in the NBA. The coming months promise to be pivotal, not just for LeBron and the Lakers, but for the entire basketball world. Could a LeBron James trade that benefits everyone actually be on the table? This has been anything but a typical off-season for LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. After opting into his $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 season, his future in the purple and gold suddenly became less certain, not because of a trade request, but because of the message that came with it. Rich Paul, LeBron's longtime agent at Clutch Sports, clarified that no trade discussions had occurred with the Lakers. But the reality is simple: LeBron holds the power. With a no-trade clause, the decision about where, and even if, he finishes his career in LA lies entirely with him. As the Lakers begin shaping a new roster, including the recent free agent signing of DeAndre Ayton, James faces a decision: stay and compete alongside Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and a new-look squad, or consider closing out his career somewhere else, somewhere with a clearer shot at a title. For the first time in years, the idea of LeBron leaving the Lakers doesn't feel far-fetched. Despite a productive partnership that brought a title in 2020, LA reportedly hasn't offered LeBron a contract extension, part of why he opted in to preserve both his max salary and the control that comes with his no-trade clause. And while James has often said he intends to finish his career in Los Angeles, it's equally clear that he wants to compete for a championship. If he doesn't believe this roster can deliver that, there's one destination that makes more sense than any other. Why the Mavericks might be the perfect landing spot. Enter Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks. Harrison and Lakers GM Rob Pelinka already pulled off one blockbuster trade earlier this year. Could they team up again, this time for the first trade of LeBron James' career? Most LeBron trade speculation has centered around Eastern Conference teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers and New York Knicks. While the weaker East makes them attractive, the logic breaks down when you consider what those teams would need to give up, and whether they'd risk their long-term core for one, possibly final year of LeBron. Dallas is different. The Mavericks are all in on a short-term title window, proven when Harrison traded 26-year-old Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis earlier this summer. That kind of bold, win-now thinking makes a LeBron trade not only possible, but logical. Imagine this starting five. LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively too. Off the bench, Klay Thompson, D'Angelo Russell, Jaden Hardy, Dante Exum, and Dwight Powell. Even if Dallas gave up some depth, that core is built for a championship run. The idea of reuniting with Kyrie and AD, plus playing alongside top pick Cooper Flagg, whom LeBron has openly praised, would certainly appeal to the king. And it gets even more interesting. Familiar faces reuniting in Dallas? NBA insider Mark Stein recently reported that up to 3 assistant coaches from the Lakers' 2020 championship staff could join Jason Kidd's bench in Dallas. That includes Frank Vogel, Phil Handy, and Mike Penberthy, coaches LeBron already trusts and won a title with. With that support system in place, plus a roster tailored to his strengths, the Mavericks might offer LeBron something no other team can, a chance to win his 5th ring with people he already believes in. And don't forget, Kyrie Irving already tried to recruit LeBron to Dallas last summer. Why would the Lakers say yes? Here's the big question. Why would the Lakers help a Western Conference rival become a super team? Because, ultimately, they may not have a choice. LeBron controls his destiny. And at nearly 41 years old, he's no longer a trade asset teams will gut their rosters for. If he decides he wants to go, the Lakers' best move is to get as much value back as possible, and Dallas has exactly the kind of assets LA would want in a rebuild around Luka. A realistic package could include Daniel Gafford, P.J. Washington, Caleb Martin, Najee Marshall, Max Christie, plus Dalton Connect and Bronny James, who stay in LA. Financially, it works. Roster-wise, it gives LA a deep young core with enough flexibility to pursue another star alongside Luka in the coming years. It also gives them control of their future, not tied to the uncertainty of LeBron's aging curve. The result? A 2025-26 Lakers lineup that could look like this. Guards, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Max Christie, Gabe Vincent. Wings, P.J. Washington, Caleb Martin, Najee Marshall, Rui Hachimura. Bigs, DeAndre Ayton, Daniel Gafford, Jared Vanderbilt, Maxi Kleber. Not a title favorite yet, but young, promising, and financially flexible. And if Pelinka plays his cards right, he might even coax Harrison into returning the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick, especially if it helps Dallas sell the deal to its fan base. What happens now? On paper, this might seem like fantasy. But around the league, whispers are growing louder that LeBron and the Lakers are approaching a crossroads. Maybe the trade never happens. Maybe LeBron decides to run it back in LA one more time. But don't be surprised if this scenario, far from being random, is something both sides have quietly considered for months. After all, the NBA's greatest players don't just walk away quietly. They go out chasing greatness. And maybe for LeBron, that chase leads to Dallas.